Hi and welcome to another episode of Top Volts, and today we're going to be looking at the Austin Healey 3000. This is the C74, first released in 1964 on their 5th edition catalogue. These are a really nice model, considering the time when these were released. The detail is incredible, really, down to the wheels and everything, really, like the door handles, the front grille, and a very good scale model as well. You've got the driver's head and the detail inside the cab. Even the rear bumper is beautifully scaled to the car. Even down to, like, they've even put the Austin Healey sign 3000 on the back of the boot there. And considering 1964, absolutely amazing. These run the RX motors underneath. This one is running all the original rear pinion and cog with the brass bearings. I really love this. But the RX motors are my favourite motor by any means. It's not the best motor in the world, but it's by far my favourite. Purely because of the mechanics and the ease of working on it. These cars run the fixed front guide, so these do not pivot. They're actually fixed straight down. It was kind of before they decided to start putting these on a pivot joint, which they kind of introduced a year or two after this was produced. There was another Austin Healey like remade, but with a race tune motor. So he would have the black casing to the motor. It's just basically they changed the windings to up the RPMs of the motor. But pretty much the car itself was the same, but I believe they changed the guide to a pivot guide on pivoting from the axle from the center there, where these ones just pull straight off, which I will demonstrate for you now. Actually, literally just pull these straight, and as you can see, it's literally fixed down just by that sort of T-shaped section there. Goes straight into that slot. So as you can see, there's no room for movement there, but this guide is more of the traditional fine point, so it will pivot on that point. If I can lift that up so you can see it. Okay, so we can inspect the motor and see if it needs to be cleaned. By the looks of it, it doesn't, and it also looks to have plenty of oil. Yeah, that looks very good under there. The brush is worn slightly off to one side inside there, but it is making good contact, and the motor itself looks very clean. So this obviously hasn't had a massive amount of use. It is a lovely little model. Let me just put that guide back. So all the solder joints look good. So, and it's point of contact there for one of the braids, and the other point is on that brush there. So the reverse brush on the opposite side uses the casing of the motor as its point of contact, and this one has a sheath over the spring, which prevents the arcing of the two, and they go directly back to the braids here. The braids look in good condition, so no need to change those, and even the tires feel quite grippy, which is great. So overall, not a great deal of work to do to this. I may just put a little bit of oil at these points, which is just more of a routine oiling, really, just before we run this up. Feels very, very smooth. So I'll get a little bit of oil for that. Okay, so we'll place just a tiny bit of oil at the top here, just below the pinion. and again just on the center spine of the motor and either side of the axle, and not a lot of oil at all, and just turn that and allow that oil just to seep down. And where you want that to go, you want that just to travel down into this sponge material at either end. So you just want the oil to travel down the motor. Yep, that's perfect. So we'll run this motor up, this car should I say, and just make sure the motor inside here is operating as it should. I can't see why it wouldn't. It looks very, very clean, very original. But let's see how it looks and how it runs. Okay, so we'll give this a little run. We're going to start the volts low. I'll just lift the rear wheels slightly and I'll just put a few volts on. Okay, well, that came on very nice. That is literally 5 volts and it's running so smooth. Increase the volts. That's great. 1960s and it runs that well. It's brilliant. Well, thank you for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed the content and this kind of little walk around. There wasn't actually a great deal of work to do to this today, but it was also nice to have a little look around it and see what these old cars are about. And actually just, it's a joy just to run this up, really. I do enjoy working on these old cars. But as always, if you have any information on this car or any other sort of vintage Scalextric cars, please leave a comment in the comment section. I'll try my best to get back to you. But thank you very much, and I'll see you at the next one.